Welcome back to the Midday Report. It's time now to take a quick look at what's been trending on social media throughout this week. And joining me in studio is SABC Digital News producer, Mr. Lebo Tshangela. Lebo, a very good afternoon to you. Happy Friday.
Good afternoon, Adisha. Happy Friday to you too.
Thank you for joining us today. Now, let's get it started. President Jacob Zuma survived his 8th motion of no confidence. Hell-bent in secret this time. What were the reactions on social media?
Yeah, man. Well, before I tell you about what people said on social media, what we did is we did a poll before the motion, and we asked people, how do you want the secret ballot, no confidence against President Zuma to go? 16% said Zuma must survive, 69% Zuma must go, 9% said Zuma not the biggest problem, and 6% I haven't decided yet. But to answer your question, people were very disappointed with the motion. They are saying that President Jacob Zuma seems like he's above the law. He's never disciplined for anything. And they're also saying, you know what, if the SACP actually wanted Zuma to go so much, the MPs that are in the Communist Party must rather also resign. And people are also saying that this is also embarrassing for the ANC. And also they're also asking the question was, they wonder who are those ANC MPs that voted against.
Hey, that number is about 30. Lebo, take us through some of the tweets here that have come through on this topic.
Well, Sinayo says Zuma vote is pointless because nothing changes. We imagine a better ANC, but then we wake up to the reality of the sad state of the nation. Save SA.
Offense, the one says, even when Bantu Olomise provided a secret ballot for them, the NC MPs chose Zuma, Guptas and their pockets over our country. Hashtag the secret ballot. More tweets? All right. I don't think we have any more tweets, Lebo, on that subject. You know, very interesting that shortly after that, you do know that the dissolution of Parliament was tabled by the DA yesterday. So maybe you might start a poll this week and we'll get to talk about it next week. But right now, big news, big news. The Deputy Minister of Higher Education and Training, Mdumanana, who appeared in the Randburg Magistrates Court yesterday, and apparently a lot of people are saying he got a slap on the wrist for that 5,000 Rand bail. But what is social media saying?
We did another poll and we asked, what do you make of the delay in arresting Deputy Minister of Higher Education, Mduduzi Manana, for allegedly beating a woman? 69% says it's preferential treatment. 12% says let's give a law a chance. 8% typical of the police. 11% says let's wait for the full story.
Interesting.
Well, people are saying that, you know what, they can't wait till the Department of Higher Education releases a statement and the ANC Women's League. People are saying that this is a disgrace. One person even say, you know what, I can bet you, my 6-month salary that this guy's not going to jail.
Let's look at the tweets there, Lebo.
And Matt King Cole said, is Mduduzi Manana still the Deputy Minister of Higher Education? If yes, how?
A lot of people wondering. Mrs. Moleleng says, hashtag Mduduzi Manana. This matter is very sensitive. It needs to be handled well. And both parties were wrong. How do we move forward from this matter? Very critical point there.
And also Ntebo Mapaletsebe says, a man beats up a woman and instead of being arrested like any other criminals, he's given the platform to defend himself at SA.
All right. Well, those are just some of the views coming through in SA. It's true that you need to have money and power. Then you can get away with anything when your corrupt friends will, of course, pay for you. So a very divided social media. A lot of people are saying that, this case shouldn't even be debated. The guy has already confessed to the fact that he put his hands on a woman. There's a video that shows him beating that particular individual.
They're calling for his suspension. They're also slamming the Minister of Police, Fikile Mbalula, saying that he's unfair, he's inconsistent, protecting perpetrators. And he's very vocal about other crimes. But when it comes to this crime, I mean, it's very protective and very unfair.
Lebo, which other stories can we look forward to? Oh, yes, of course, it was Women's Day. I almost forgot the biggest story of this week was that it was Women's Day on Tuesday. Of course, was it on Tuesday or Wednesday? And South Africans, it was on Wednesday. South Africans celebrated Women's Day. How did the social media fraternity react
we know
to that?
That everyone will start with wishing everybody a happy Women's Day.
As we'd expect.
However, there was a tweet from Reba Mohoko saying, today we celebrate the woman whose powers have no limits, women of all races, cultures, shapes. Happy Women's Day. However, some people are also speaking about violence against women, that violence against women needs to be eradicated. And amongst those people that also spoke about it was Deputy Public Protector Kevin Malunga, saying that, you know what, it starts with us men condemning violence against women.
Absolutely. Apparently, we have a video that took place in Durban, but apparently there's a tweet on that. Please read that tweet for us there, Lebo.
Well, basically, this is a video of the gruesome assault at a KZN, at a school in KZN, left me thinking about Pamandla's case.
Very interesting indeed. So all these scenes of violence seem to be captured on actual footage. We can actually see the perpetrators being, violent towards their victims. Cape Flats Princess says, just saw that video of that assault at a school in KZN. I'm nar to the point of my stomach. It is absolutely disgusting.
You know what, Alicia, this incident of Manana and this incident of the KZN assault case, it actually put like a dark cloud upon women in a way we're actually supposed to be...
Even the KFC incident.
You get what I'm saying? We're supposed to actually be celebrating those women that marched to the union buildings, but we have to deal with such.
Thank you so much. That is Lebo Tshangela talking to us about some of the biggest social media trends coming through this week. Where can they get all these stories and more? And what should we be looking out for come this weekend on social media, Lebo?
Well, Wade van Niekerk, he says that, South Africa should give him more credit. I don't know what you're going to say. Is he ungrateful or what? Sponsorships and all of those things, but he just started trending.
Well, we're going to see how that tweet is faring on Sunday. By Sunday, we'll definitely get a lowdown on what your reactions were to that. Let's take a look at other news now. Trade relations and economic cooperation will take center stage when President Jacob Zuma meets with his Liberian counterpart, Ellen Sirleaf Johnson.